Hello and welcome to Not the Stubscast. It might sound like a Stubscast so tonight, but I've got a panel with me today. Basically, this podcast is all about community member UK DAZARUS. Since he's had a stroke, his gaming, the way he games has changed massively. This is a show that's going to cover that. Accessibility and all things relating to accessibility. So if you have any questions in chat, put them in chat and I'll ask them to Daz when we get round to it. But how you doing? How you doing, UK Dazarus?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yeah, I've just turned my Xbox off because I was getting it twice. Then, so fuck it. We'll just stay on the phone. Yeah,
demonetized.
Yeah, I was hearing stuff twice, and once is bad enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing all right, Stubsy baby. Thanks for having us on, mate. You know what I mean? It's going to be a laugh.
Good to hear. Good to hear. And
Cool
Friendly Pest, thanks for joining us.
Hey,
on this very different podcast for you today.
I'm happy to be here because I think UK DAZARUS is one of the most genuine, authentic people in the gaming community, and it is a privilege to share this cast with him. Thank you, Daz, for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Pesty baby. I'll pay you later. Yeah. Cool.
And Anime Razza, thanks for joining us. You're probably very new to speaking with Daz. You are
very, very new. I think this is the first time I've ever been on screen with him.
It is, yeah.
Be afraid. Afraid.
Yeah, be very fucking afraid, especially. Yeah.
If you die on stream, you die for real.
Hey, I almost did. That's why I'm here.
You did, yes, yeah. It's true. That's true.
It is.
Right. Welcome, Paul AFC. He's in the chat. What?
Yo, Paul. It's good. It's a good job you weren't doing Forza Friday because I'd have kicked your ass, mate. I told him not to bother. I told him not to bother because we're doing this. You know what I mean? We can't clash.
That's true. Welcome,
probably
BMG.
should have done Forza Friday.
Yeah, maybe.
And then also, welcome, Sentinel, who is apparently supposed to be on date night tonight, but he's checking out the show as well.
What's he dating?
Date night.
Yeah. Is he dating a human or an animal or?
I thought he'd be with his partner.
I don't know if he's got a partner or not. I don't really know. I don't know him as well as you do.
That's true.
How can you not know the guy? He's on 5 podcasts, bro.
Well, I don't know about his sex life, do I?
Well, this is true. That's not usually a topic.
Yeah.
Yes, anyway.
You don't even know about your own sex life, Stubbs. Sorry, get on with it.
So what we're going to do today is talk about, as everyone knows, Daz always takes the piss and vice versa.
Fuck off, I never take the piss.
Some people that might see it sometimes might think he's having a pop, he doesn't like us, but we're actually quite good mates and we've known each other quite a long time. And it's all just a laugh, it's all a piss take.
Yeah, it's all a good banter.
Good bloke. So was it 2 or 3 years now since you've had this?
It'll be 3 years in May.
Because I remember I was at work and something happened on Twitter, and I think it was your missus. She made a Twitter account and she was tagging people in, and then we didn't know what was going on. I was like, and she put a message out there. Then she must have got you to press the retweet button. And then everyone realised it really was your missus, trying to let everyone know.
Yeah, what happened was I was in hospital at the time when she did this because I left my phone at home. Well, obviously I left everything at home. I didn't have anything on me. Yeah, she made the account, she tweeted it out. Then she brought the phone to me a day or two later to the hospital, and that's when I had my phone. I clarified it at the hospital, and then it was like, boom! I had montage of people wishing me well and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
It's fucking. It was gutted when I heard it. Oh no! Fucking one of the good ones, Daz. It's like, you know. Shit, isn't it? It would be. It turned your entire life upside down, didn't it?
It still has, mate. You know what I mean? Even it's like it's all you guys always see me positive and all that shit, but obviously I'm gonna have down days. You know what I mean? Which I do more than often actually, but I just knock myself out of it and just carry on. You know what I mean? So,
it's a good way to be. It must be hard. It's
yeah, well, they said I'd make a full recovery in 6 months, and it's going to be 3 years in May. And fair enough, my stamina's I can stay up a bit longer and all that sort of stuff. But I'm still knackered after work. You know what I mean? I'm upstairs streaming early in the evening, and then once I've done my stream, I just settle down and chill out and fucking pass out, basically. You know.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, like, were you at home when this happened? When it actually happened? Because I never actually asked you that. You were at home. Yeah, you were at home. I remember.
I was on the shitter.
Were you really?
Oh. Yeah. Luckily, I'd done my business, but yeah, you know, when you go for number 2, he sat. I just couldn't get fucking back up. I couldn't move, and I'm like, "What?"
Shit.
I was like trying to get up, and I couldn't move. I was like, "What's going on here?" I just left it for a couple of minutes, just thinking I've been a funny turn, and I tried to get up. I still couldn't get up, but I did manage to get onto the floor, pull my trousers up and that. I had to, like I've told you before, I had to crawl into the front room and wake our lass up, and that was it, mate. Yeah.
Goodness. But did you have to go? Did you get an ambulance to get there?
Yeah, ambulance was.
I'm just pleased, Dad, Daz, that it was 3 years ago and not now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think, I'm just pleased it's not going to happen now.
It'd have been quicker to ring fast cab taxis, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. But yeah, no, it's.
Yeah, luckily luckily the ambulance turned up within 5 minutes of our last ringing.
That's good. Good.
So, and when you have a stroke, the sooner they get to you, the better chance you've got of survival, basically. You know. So.
Do you want to tell people anything about strokes or how they work or any signs or you've learned quite a lot, haven't you? Since you've had a stroke,
it depends. You can have numerous different signs. You can have like numerous symptoms depending on the strength of the stroke. It's like my mum, bless her, she has recently just had a mini stroke and she didn't even know she had one.
Oh.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. This is only like a couple, 2-3 months ago. She's absolutely fine. There's fuck all up with her. She's not like me, where it's paralysed me near enough on one side. She's just going around the business as normal. What happened is she went to the hospital just for some random tests, and they discovered she had a mini stroke. So she's on the same medication as I am, as just to prevent it, sort of thing. But she actually went for a results and a scan the other day. It works out she's at her heart's healthy and everything, so she's fine. But she's just on the medication for precaution purposes only. But yeah, that's how scary it is, guys. You can have a mini stroke and not even know you've had one. Signs of having one are a lot of bad headaches, blurred vision. Yeah. You can't focus. Yeah, you can't focus. Pains down the side of your face, numbness down the side of your face, which can last a split second, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever. You know, and just weakness on one side, but it comes and goes. But what happened with me is it was becoming more regular, like once a week, twice a week, 4 times a week, and I'm like, somewhat not like here. But by the time I fucking thought about going to the doctors, I had a stroke. You know.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. So there was things warning your body that something might happen. Basically.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but if you're not aware of it, you don't think that's what it is, do you? You know what I mean? So
no, you won't, will you?
No, you just think, oh, it's another you just think it's another headache or some shit. You know what I mean?
Because like a year ago or so, my brother-in-law, what we thought he had a stroke, because it actually pulled part of his face in, and what he had was he had a case of what's called Bell's palsy. He did, and a few weeks later it all went. He just had to, take time off work and calm down and that. And it went, but obviously the first thing you think is a stroke, don't you, when you see that in your face?
Well, yeah, but I would say to anyone, like you guys, anyone watching, whatever, if you feel any kind of numbness on one side of your face and it happens more than once, get your ass to A&E, because that's what's happening. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for that advice. That's really good advice. That is.
Yeah, even if it's not serious, even if it's a mini stroke, it don't matter, because it can lead into further serious ones if you do not get it seen to. So.
That's good advice. That is. A few people came in to see you, Daz. Venomous AK is in Lewis. How you doing,
yo, Louis, bro. He said it'd be here for the to support.
He did. Masuko, thanks for popping in as well.
Yo, Masuko, my personal artist.
He's a very talented.
He is.
So, how long was it after you had this stroke? Did you actually try and delve into trying to play anything gaming wise? Was it a while? Or?
No, it had been the day I got home from hospital.
Oh, fair enough.
I think I was in hospital 3-4 days, no longer than 4.
Yeah.
I got home, obviously, cult shock of coming home in the state I was, because I was on a walking stick and everything. I couldn't walk like I can now. You know what I mean? And obviously, wife and kids and all that sort of stuff, got all that stuff out of the way, cuddles and all this sort of business. Just had a coffee and that, turned my Xbox on, tried to grab my controller, and I'm like, shit. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it with my hand, so I just signed in with my left hand and that, and booted up a game, and I just couldn't do it with it. Nothing. I'm like, fuck's sake. So
I bet that was hard to take in, weren't it?
Well, yeah, it's still hard to this day, still, because I can't play half of what I want to. You know what I mean? But
because I suppose the problem is like I'd say Game Pass for you is great, because you could try games and without buying and see what you can and can't play. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, hold on, I'll just go on camera a minute. I'll try and explain something. Yeah. Yo, peeps. I've got my Elite on charge. Yeah, so basically, when I had the stroke, see I'm wobbling now, look, 'cause I'm holding it with that hand. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I can't do it with these buttons. I can do it while I'm looking at them, but if I'm not looking at them, I'm all over the place, yeah? I've got no chance with them. That's why I've had to learn to game like that.
Oh, so I see why you like races so much then. You can manage to do racing that way, can you?
Well, yeah, but I'm delving into other stuff. I stream Mortal Kombat 11 today, Stubzgaming. So I've got 2 triggers underneath. I've got them under there. So I basically use them. I also press the analog down for a button as well, and I've got them too. So literally, I've got one side of the controller, and that's it.
That's quite. Can't imagine it was easy to learn to do it that way.
No. Don't forget, it's been nearly 3 years since I've done it. But yeah, when you first start doing it, it's totally foreign to you. It's like you guys pick up a controller, try and play a game just with that hand. You'll understand what it's like. It takes practice, mate. You know what I mean? But I kept at it and at it and at it. So it's like this one here. Look. This one's a PS4 controller, which I got off Amazon. Yeah. Behind it, it's got It's got like buttons. I don't know if you can see. It's got buttons
Yeah,
here.
I see them.
Yeah, it's got them on these. So I've got that one as well. I've also got this one. I can't remember what you fucking call it. Where's the box? The Fusion Pro. Yeah, Masky Baby got me this one ages ago. That's got triggers underneath it as well. Yeah, so that's what I use for gaming with the Xbox mainly.
That is. Have any of the panel got any questions they want to ask Daz? I just don't want to feel like I'm not including you guys.
No, it's you're doing such a good job. The flow's so natural. I didn't want to jump in and stop it.
That's it, Pasty Baby. He's a professional.
He is. He's good at this. He's really good at it.
Yes.
What's that?
To be honest, so was I. I was agree.
Oh.
Now, I'm really surprised that you were only in the hospital for 3 or 4 days.
Well, what happened is, Pasty Baby, it happened when COVID just started. So obviously there was overrun and shit. So
do they give you any kind of medication to prevent this from happening again in the future? Is there any adjustments you need to make to diet, something like that?
Diet, obviously, just cut grease and shit out. Fizzy pops, all that sort of stuff. Cut down on the chocolate and what have you.
Have we lost Daz? I can't hear.
No, he's still talking, Stubbs.
No, I can't hear anyone. I can't.
That's because you were funny. No, Pasty Baby. No, I'm good. I just got to watch what I eat. I can eat what I want, just within reason. Yeah. Tablet wise, I've got these. I take one of them at night, one of them in the morning. That's all I take for medication.
And
sorry, how many tablets do you take?
Can you hear again, Stubbs?
Yeah, he's here now.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
I take one in the morning, one at night.
Oh, so not too many tablets then?
No, they're only blood thinners and
blood
sorry,
thinners, okay.
Yeah. What we got in the chat? We've got some stuff in here. Look. We can hear you, Stubbs.
Yeah, we can hear you. So with the, because you had some thoughts on the other week when we were talking about, because the PlayStation topic come up with the accessibility control, and you mentioned how, well, because I think, was it Wilmy Hood that bought you, sent you the money to buy an Xbox accessibility controller? Is that right?
Yeah, Wilmer Baby bought me bought me it, yeah.
He's a heck of a guy, you know.
He is, yeah.
He is. So what's your thoughts on it? Because you've obviously got it, and you said that you need add-ons this, add-ons that, etc.
Yeah, as it is when you buy it, it's not really much good, because all you've got is the 2 big black buttons and your normal directional button. That's it as standard. Yeah, you can swap the black pads around, but that's only 2 button stubs. You know what I mean? You can obviously for someone else with a disability, they can use it as with the feet if they wanted. But I ain't got that. That's not my problem. My problem is my hand. So for personal experience, it is limited until you buy all the accessories that come with it, which are in our country about 50 quid for each accessory. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, because I've retrained myself one-handed, that's why I'm the one-handed stick here. Because I've retrained myself to game that way, I don't need the accessibility controller anymore anyway. So, but I'm keeping it. It's a way, just in case. You never know what's around the fucking corner. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I get on better with the Elite controller than I do the accessibility controller, because it is very limited unless you buy all the bells and whistles that go with it.
That's good to hear, because it does. The problem is, it's like also with that, it sounds quite, to get the attachments you may need, it might be quite expensive as well, and you don't know if you buy them whether it's actually going to work out very well. Do you?
Well, no, but everyone, it won't work out for me. But it's like people have different disabilities where they can only like use their feet or whatever, you know what I mean? And attachments they've got for that sort of thing. They've got like pads you can press, you know, like buttons and stuff like that if you're severely disabled and things like that. But it's a bit out of my depth sort of thing. I don't really need that. So, but at the time, obviously, Wilma Baby sent me the adaptive controller anyway, because none of us knew if I could use it or not. We just thought it would help me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah, and I'm just keeping it as a safe cape just in case. So you never know.
You never know. You never know. But you're doing quite well with controllers, because I was quite surprised when you got your Dreamcast and how are you getting on with the Dreamcast controller?
Well, it's different because I'm only playing like Sega Rally 2 on the Dreamcast and that at the moment until I get more games. So obviously with the Dreamcast you can use your left trigger and your right trigger to accelerate and brake. I can keep my knackered hand, I can keep it pressed on a button without looking at it. But when I go to release it and press another button, that's where I'm fucked, basically. So yeah, I can hold the controller and keep my finger pressed all the time, which I couldn't even do that when I first had the stroke. It just kept slipping off. So obviously my body's learned and my mind's learned how to keep the finger pressed in. Even though I know what to do with my body's not letting me, because it's all nerve damage as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair play, that is.
Yeah, don't forget, Stubbs, when I had the stroke, it was a split second of a blood clot in my artery that took me out. And that just wiped the entirety of my right side out. And that basically paralyzed the right side of me in that amount of time. You know, it's mental, man.
Daz,
it's weird.
I've been really surprised about this. When the adaptive controller was announced, I guess a lot of the community reacted as just genuine good faith product that a lot of people would be able to take advantage of, and we didn't look into it any further than that, right? But because you're our friend, and we had this show coming up, we wanted to look into it and learn more, and it's immediately very frustrating how hard it is to find accessories for this controller.
Yeah, limited on Microsoft Store as well.
Yeah, that's and the Microsoft Store so far seems to be the best option, because they also have a way that you can kind of 3D print your own attachments for these different bases that plug in, and like you said, around $50 a piece.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that. I expected more third-party support, more options, ways to help people improve their situation using the adaptive platform.
Yeah. I would think the best way to understand how to use it with all the attachments, you'd need a dedicated YouTube channel or someone that studies this and goes into it. You know what I mean? Because there isn't really that much information out there on how to use it. You know what I mean? You buy an attachment for it, and it would have instructions with it, and you just have to learn it that way, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you almost need a Sherpa to help you kind of figure out what your needs are going to be and help you set your controller up that way, and then good luck affording the pieces to do it.
Yeah, roundabout, Pistol Baby. That's about it.
Do you think a couple foot buttons would be of any advantage to you in addition to what you're already able to do so well with your paddles and remapping?
Not really, mate. I've actually got a steering wheel which is away at the moment, which Animated Evil sent me ages ago, but that's a 360 one, yeah. And I still can't use my right foot now to use the accelerator, because don't forget, it's all my right side, so my right leg foot is that's all affected as well. So that's basically like my hand, yeah. So I can only use my left foot. So foot pedals and that are still a no-go for Dazzy, unfortunately.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that. Do you? It would be very difficult to drive entirely with your left foot.
It's my right side. That's obviously, yeah. But obviously, I could with my left foot. I could like accelerate and then take my foot off the acceleration and use the brake. I could do it that way and use the my left hand to use the steering wheel. You know what I mean? But it's still awkward, especially when you got triggers on the wheel to like change gears and stuff like that. Obviously, I can only do one side.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
So when you're racing with a gamepad, do you run your car in manual instead of automatic?
No, I just do automatic. I can't do manual. Okay. Well, I probably could do because you've got your LT and sorry, what is it? LT and LB for accelerate brake. I could use the paddles underneath for gear up and gear down if I wanted, but I also use one of them for handbrake as well. So, which I could use the left analog for that for handbrake, but it still take a lot of getting used to. I'd have to learn how to do that again. You know what I mean? It's like I said when I first got back into gaming straight away after the hospital. It took months for me to get good. Basically, what you see on stream took me months to get good at. You know what I mean? So it's all a learning curve.
Well, you definitely hold your own. I was very impressed with how well you were playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. It's like now. It's like when I first started streaming again after the stroke. Obviously, we named. Well, it's quite a funny story actually. Forza Irwin named me the one-handed stick, and I like the sound of that, so I thought, "Fuck it, I'm using that." You know.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So, but now I've adapted to playing different types of games. You know, I've got rid of that side of things now. So that's why I'm now streaming like Hades, Mortal Kombat, different kind of games, you know. So, and I will say Hades is the most strenuous one to play one-handed because you're always on the go and you're constantly mashing the buttons, you know, and it does tire your left hand out, especially when you stream for an hour and a half, 2 hours of the same game. So.
Hey, I need that to get me through my breaks at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, as long as I've got plenty of toilet roll there, you all right, man. Stubsy.
Razza, have you got any questions for Daz at all?
Yeah, I was going to go back to the what was it? The accessibility control. I know that everyone, when you said, Pasty, that it was almost like, oh, it's a good faith thing. It's almost, by the way that Dazzy Baby is describing it, it's almost like it's the word, like they've done the bare minimum.
Would you say well, they have done. It's to make money, isn't it? As well. Obviously, it's to help people, but obviously, it don't come free and it don't come cheap either. You imagine 10 accessories at 50 quid a pop. Boom. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And I wouldn't say that they've done the bare minimum. I don't know that that's fair. I would say that it's a very difficult problem that's unique to every single person, right? And they've tried to create a platform that's very adjustable. And unfortunately, to have any durability or reliability in your components, they're just not going to be cheap. And it's not something that I would say they're subsidizing to try to make money on software. It almost requires a support group, right? Because you need, like Daz said, a YouTube channel covering these accessories and ways to use them and how to set them up would be super valuable. And even a forum, some way to organize everything that's available and who's making new things. To me, it's pretty overwhelming to look at, especially from the outside, how difficult it is to put one of these together to meet your needs.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's a good idea. You've got the base platform there when you buy it. You know what I mean? But the problem is people do not know what to buy once they've got that accessibility controller. They've got it in the box. They open the box. Nice one. I've got the accessibility controller. Then they try and play a game with it as it is factory. And you're like, well, I've already got that button. I need to go look online and see what else I can buy for it. And that's when it gets overwhelming because you've got too much stuff to buy. You've got this attachment, that attachment, 50 quid. I can't afford that. Another 50 quid. You know, it's just ridiculous.
And it looks like factory, it's got 2 large buttons and a directional pad.
Yeah, that's it.
And then everything else you have to buy and plug in and mount.
Yeah, you can plug your controller into it as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Which would technically give you two more buttons if you wanted them, but still that would be no good for me personally. But you still got an extra 2 buttons there. It doesn't sound a lot, but believe me, every button trigger I can use is an advantage to me. You know?
I tried to walk a mile in your shoes one time, and I loaded up Far Cry 6, which has a one-hand controller mode, and then even used my non-dominant hand as the primary hand to try to play that game, and it was extremely difficult. It gave me a whole new perspective on what you've had to teach yourself to get to where you are. I could see an extra button or 2 being pretty handy.
Yeah, I'm still learning now, Pester Baby. You know what I mean? It's like every day's a new learning curve, especially to retrain my body as well, and as well as gaming. So every footstep I take is a way forward, as I see it. You know, kind of thing.
So I would say with Microsoft, the topic of accessibility is one that was pushed to the forefront, I believe, by Satya Nadella, because his son had a lifelong battle with cerebral palsy, and he sadly passed away at age 26. I think it may have been last year. So that's probably why that he's pushed accessibility into companies so much, because he obviously it's a subject he cares about, and that's probably. The accessibility controller is probably from a place of love, but to actually get everyone to use it's quite, with the various different bits and knowing what you need, etc. But that's probably stems from where the passion of helping everyone came from, maybe.
Yeah. Also, if you like notice when people like advertise the accessibility controller and what have you, you see a lot of them set up in the hospitals with all the attachments, or a lot of the attachments. You know what I mean? Not from home sort of thing. It's like you got the big stands with the TVs on in the hospitals, haven't you? With the accessibility controller on top, and then all these things coming out of it and that. So obviously, I reckon it's like more focused on that kind of side of things than home use.
Yeah, I would say though, in them situations, Microsoft's probably gone in and donated everything to them that works.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they do that. They do. Sometimes hospitals and places like that, they do.
Yeah.
I would. Have you got any more?
Daz, are you familiar with the recently announced Sony Project Leonardo?
Is that the new adaptive? Is that the new controller they're doing?
Yes, Sony's new adaptive controller.
Yeah, I actually like the look of it because it's round and it's got all the buttons on it.
Yeah, it looks like, and this is straight from the PlayStation blog, that it's a highly customizable controller that works out of the box, which seems directly aimed at the Xbox adaptive controller for not being very useful out of the box.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I don't have a PS5 and it's not PS4 compatible. But I have seen it, I have looked at it, I've watched a couple of vids on it and that, and I do like the way it's set out. It's just round, it's got all the buttons on it, and every single button you can remap and what have you, which would have been better suited for me. You know what I mean? But again, I don't have a PS5, so. But I'm glad they brought it out, bringing it out, whatever. You know what I mean? So
it does. It looks like an advancement, to step in the right direction, and maybe. I do like seeing the big companies making these moves because they can learn from each other and make something that's better and more adaptive.
Yeah, there's nothing to say. Microsoft won't bring another one out. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying is the one we've got now for the Xbox isn't much cop for me personally, and the PS5 one, which you're one about, looks good for me. You know what I mean? So
it does. It does. It's very impressive to see the pictures and the way it can be changed, the buttons around. It's got a large analog stick. It works with other devices. It works with other Leonardo devices, but no idea what it's going to cost or when it's going to come out. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but you can't put a price on your hobby, mate. You know what I mean? If I had a PS5, I would probably get it regardless how much it costs. I'd have got it out of a catalogue or some shit, you know, pay monthly or whatever. So there's ways and means around just having, oh shit, I can't afford that. There's ways and means of buying stuff if you really want it, you know.
That's true. That is.
Stubbs is a great fan of catalogues, aren't you, Stubbs?
No, I'm not.
That's a totally different show, guys. But yeah, I just thought I'd drop that in there.
But no, so when you obviously go to play a game, does it take you long to work out whether you can play it, or is there certain features you look for it, or do you generally now know, or just give it a go?
Yeah, say Game Pass for instance, I'll install something. I'll look at the controls and the options, see if you can change them, and I'll go from there. Like, say a platformer is not too bad because it's jump, shoot, roll, whatever. I can do that. Press down analog to roll, a couple of buttons to jump and shoot, sorted. But if it's like first person shooters, I'm totally pissed off I can't play Stubbs because you need the right analog to move the camera about. They're the kind of games I can't do. I could probably try and play it somehow, which I have had a go on Borderlands and that, because I do own Borderlands 3, 2 and all that bollocks. Okay. Yeah, so I've tried it, but obviously it's okay. Yeah, you can use your thumb to move the right analog to turn the camera. But you got to have quick reflexes in them sort of games, and you can't have quick reflexes when you're doing it all with one hand, shooting, turning camera at the same time. So it's not that I can't do it; it's just that I'm too slow to do it because you haven't got the speed as you would have. Because you would use your right hand to move the right analog and the left hand to run, which obviously with one hand, that would be hard as nails. You know what I mean?
I play my games, my shooters very differently then.
BMG has a question from the chat there. What could Xbox do to better improve accessibility to games for people with disabilities?
Well, that's quite a toughie. I'm not exactly an expert or anything, but obviously they've gone the right way. I know the Elite controller is not designed for disability, but for me, it's worked out like a successful adaptive controller, if you know what I mean, Bestie Baby. Yeah. So it's hard for me to say because my situation is different to someone else's who gets on with an adaptive controller. The adaptive controller is just no good for me. You know what I mean? Obviously, lowering the cost would be a great start, Pesty Baby. You know what I mean? £50, $50 for one accessibility part is a bit extreme if you ask me out, especially after you've got to buy the thing to start with. But I can't really say how they can improve it because I've had more experience just with the Elite controller and I've had to adjust with that. So
yeah, it seems like the recent addition of being able to remap buttons on a gamepad is probably the biggest step they've done that was to your advantage specifically.
Yeah, it's a godsend for me. You know what I mean? What I would like to see, I don't know if it's possible, is to have the right analog next to the left analog. I know it might be a bit far-fetched, but I'm sure it can be done.
I could swear I've seen a controller that has that.
Yeah. I've got one where you can like swap the D-pad with the analog and vice versa, but I would like the right analog with the left analog, and then that would enable me to play a first person because I could use both sticks. Then you know what I mean. So,
and you don't think there's no controller on the market now that solves that?
There probably is, but I haven't really seen. I've like seen sort of, but not really paid much attention to it, and I can't see it being that cheap, really.
No, I don't believe it'd be cheap. I think I saw something like that once. I'm gonna try to find it real quick.
Yeah, if there is one, you know what I mean. Obviously, that'd be a godsend for me, but it would just enlarge my opportunity to play different stuff. You know what I mean? But
I think that's just answered the question that BMG's followed up with. He said, "What would you like to see from Xbox that would help people in your situation?" I think you may have just answered that.
Yeah.
Anything else that could help?
It's like this. It's like the new controller for the PlayStation that Pesty Baby was on about. That is kind of vague, just a controller anyway. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know. Just some on that side of things, or that kind of made into a controller instead of like having 2 left triggers underneath and then 2 left triggers on the right. Make it 4 on the left, 4 on the right. You know, it gives that a bit more choices to play different games and that. So I know it's easier said than done, but design and money and all that, you know, is a factor when it comes to designing and making things. But you know,
that's very true. It is. I think the reason it's so expensive is because obviously each add-on that is 50 quid is mass produced. Like, can we have 2 million of these, 2 million of that, 2 million? It's probably made in very small. You've got very small numbers, most likely.
Well, it's not just that though, is it? It's like obviously they've got to do a lot of research before they say give the go to design a pad like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Okay, I found a controller that's called the Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro controller, compatible with the Xbox and PC. And it imagine a basic Xbox layout, but both analog sticks and directional pad are modular, can be pulled out and swapped around. So you could have 2 analog sticks on the left side. And it's only $240.
Only?
Yeah.
Only.
It's a small price to pay, Stubbs, when you need
true,
it.
that is actually. Yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna send you a link to this, Daz.
Yeah,
just so you can see it, see what you think.
Yeah, man. Cool beans.
I mean, I'm guessing you would, if they made an ergonomic one-handed controller for both sides. Like, let's say they made a controller for the left-hand side one-handed, and for people like yourself and people who with one-handed on the right, for those who are the other way around. Would that help? I'm guessing that would help a lot.
Yeah. It would help immensely, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It's it's like I said, I can't use my right hand at all to game. So if someone had the same issue or on the other hand, it'd be nice if you could have it a lefty and a righty. You know, but again, it's down to money as well, isn't it?
So BMG's just put the PlayStation Adaptive Accessibility Controller has been designed so you can move every button and it sticks wherever you want them to, so you can map them however you want. But he says there's also talk about the same controller being able to work on the PC. As I know you play PC as well. You do.
Yeah. Nice. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, there's been some great questions so far for the
panel. Would you prefer that, Daz? Do you think would you prefer a gamepad where you could, with more customization, like the one with the modular components there, or would you prefer something like Project Leonardo? Because you would almost have to. I mean, either way, you have to retool your brain to the new gamepad.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because I'm not used to using a controller, a pad. But it won't be as hard learning the PS5 adaptive. That's what I'll call it, the NAD or whatever. It won't be so hard for me to learn that because I've got full function of my left hand. Yeah. Whereas when I had to learn. When I first, it was just like learning to walk again. You know what I mean? I had to start again. But with a circular adaptive in front of me, I'll just call it an adaptive because it's easier for me. It would be easier. I'd get on with it, I reckon. It wouldn't take so much learning as you'd think, to be honest with you, because I'm not used to doing everything with this hand as well. And don't you say out, Stubbs. Yeah. Yeah, because I've had to rely on the left side of my body for nearly 3 years, and I can catch with my left hand like I used to be able to catch with my right hand. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised what you can fucking do with it. So I reckon I'd get on with it fairly quick. You know. The stuff fell off the chair.
No, I'm still here. I'm just making sure Pest weren't about to jump in again. So
sorry about that, Stubbs.
The minute I don't, he doesn't say it. No, there's been some great questions asked for both of you. Have you got any more, Razza? Any more ideas what you want to ask Daz? Or BMG just put in chat. I know Xbox have a pilot controller option, so you can have one controller and someone else has another. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. And you can both control the same character. So one can do the movement and the other can do the shooting, etc. I've seen that in the videos, Daz. Have you seen that one? Where you can both literally play the same game with two. One of you can do the movement and one of you can do the other part.
That won't interest me. That won't interest me anyway, because I'm like old school and I like to game by myself, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
That is.
I don't really do a lot of multiplayer. The only multiplayer you see me do is Forza Friday. That's about it, really.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That is.
And when I'm kicking ass on Mortal Kombat Online as well. Yeah, don't forget that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So with what's it called? So what would be your ideal way? If I suppose your ideal controller would be if Xbox or PlayStation just released a controller where you could switch the buttons around, and that would become standard. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Well,
all the buttons, you can move around.
But what Razza said as well, you know what I mean? Where you have the lefty or right mode and you can swap them around and that'd be ideal for me. You know, or what like we've already talked about, the circular PS5 one that's coming out. You know, it's a pity you can't use that on the PS4 because I've got one of them. Just something like that, something different. You know.
No, it's a shame that because I don't know if you. It's a shame you can't use it on that because I think I might be wrong. I don't know if you can use the Xbox Series controllers on the Xbox One. I don't know if you can or not.
What?
Just for they wouldn't take much for. You can. Yeah, so I would have thought this controller on the PS5 they could do a patch. I'm sure they could do a patch and make it work on the PS4, but they're trying to cut the PS4 off now. They are.
Yeah.
BMG's got another question. Do games have enough accessibility options so you in game that you can change to make them easier to play /control Have you come across games that could do better at that?
Yeah, most games could do better at that, to be honest with you. When they say a game's got accessibility options in it, it's mainly like voice navigators and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Subtitles, stuff like that, colorblind mode, blah blah blah. There's only a couple of games I've come across in Game Pass that kind of help. They're them super cartoony races where you got like auto drive and stuff. You know what I mean? Auto acceleration, so you don't have to do it. You just like steer the carts and go around. You know. Apart from that, there's only, like me and Pest Baby was all about, there's only Far Cry 6 I know of with a one-handed mode. That's the only game I know exists. So they can definitely do more. If they can do it in Far Cry, 6, why can't I do it in other games?
Yeah, that's true. That's quite surprising, really, because they all go on about accessibility. But as you're right, it's normally voice narration, colorblind, make the text bigger, brighter colors, etc.
Yeah,
it is. They are making waves, because I remember speaking, obviously, on the old show with Midweek Gaming, we had Cerebral Paul on, and he said that they are making waves in accessibility. There are courses that, I can't remember the charity, they do courses in accessibility and what to try and add. But even he said there's that many different disabilities to cater for.
Yeah.
It is difficult to get it right for everyone. You said
you need like you need a stroke team on one side, and you need another team on another side for a different disability. You know what I mean? It's but again, everything costs money. That would mean employing people to do that on that side, and employing people to do it for that side. You know, so.
But even then, I think the button remapping is Xbox side, right? That's separate from the games. That's something that happens on the Xbox, like OS.
Yeah, that's true. But to be honest with you, if I didn't have the Elite controller, I wouldn't be able to play half the games that I play now, to be honest with you. Apart from racing games that you can remap in the options in the game, like Forza Horizon 4 and 5. Yeah, the Forza Horizon 3 and lower, you can't do that. You know what I mean? So basic remapping on the Elite is good for that sort of thing.
Okay, that's fair enough. BMG's got another question. Is there a particular type of game you want to play but you haven't been able to play due to the lack of accessibility options? Gears 5.
Yeah, Gears 5.
Edith Finch.
Edith Finch, yeah.
There you go. Stubbs has perked up now.
Edith Finch, I need to get that on PC, Daz. When I get my PC, play it on PC.
Fucking I can play that on Windows 98, mate.
We all know it's Destiny.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, to be honest with you, BMG, I mainly miss first-person shooters, to be honest with you. So they're the kind of games that I'd love to be able to play like really good, and I can't at the moment. So platforming games aren't so bad to play. It just depends how many controls you've got. You obviously jump, duck, but when you get into like you've got to use a weapon for this, then switch to another weapon and switch to another weapon, or make different moves, and that's when it gets complicated. It overwhelms the one hand. Yeah. So I like to keep things pretty basic. But yeah, it's mainly first person shooters that I miss playing the most.
You know how we solve that.
Hey?
VR.
VR, yes.
VR.
But I don't have VR.
Question, actually.
Now it's something that I am going to take some time and energy to try to sort out and see how many options that would open, because I know there are some games that have a more simple reload method where you just kind of touch the gun to your chest or something like that. And I know there are games where you can change your dominant hand. But VR is so small that the accessibility will be inherent to the genre, not by design, right? But I think there's some potential for first-person shooters there. I'll do some research.
Nice.
Have you ever tried VR, Daz?
No.
I didn't know if you had.
No, I've never tried it. I never tried it, but obviously I watch it. Don't pester me. You know, I have watched VR before I started watching Pester Baby and all that sort of stuff, but I've never played it myself. You know.
No, I just wondered. That was all. I didn't know if you'd ever tried it.
Never mind. Look at it. Give me a massive migraine, and I'd fucking fall downstairs while I was playing it.
That's part of the fun. That's part of the fun.
Yeah.
You know, I found that.
I've not had a headache since I've had the stroke. I don't want a fucking headache.
That's a good point. I found another listing for that Thrustmaster eSwap X Pro controller for $145.
Nice. Pull it in a Twitter DM. Don't pull it in this, because once the show's over, I won't be able to see it, Pester Baby.
Yeah, I'll send them to you both.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers, mate.
Razza, have you got any more questions for Daz that you thought of? Is he there? He might not be.
I did have one. It was to do with very early on in the show. I currently work in the NHS for the mental health side of things. You said you had low days. Do you know when it first happened? And did you have any counselling or anything? I know that might seem like a personal question. You don't have to answer.
No. You don't have counselling. Basically, what happens, you get sent home. You've got 6 weeks of physical therapy where they come out and they tell you what to do and try and like do this, do that, the other, with parts of your body and that. After that, you're on your own. But there is support if you want it. It's like I like on Twitter, follow the Stroke Association. I've done like numerous charities for them and that. They do help me out a bit privately off the scenes, so no one knows, you know. But you've got the guys like the Stroke Association. There is extra help if you want it. It's like if I wanted like more physio or whatever, I could ring up and get it, but it's a bit late for that now. The mental side of it, I would assume there's help out there if you want it, but I've never asked for it, so I'm not fully clued up on that, you know. So that's all I know, really, mate. You know, but there's help out there if you want it. I've not really delved into it. Obviously, when I first had it, I was going to feel low anyway, you know, but feel sorry for myself and all this sort of bollocks. But it's like now, it's like this week, it's been really cold in the UK, yeah, -4 or whatever. That's cold for us, Pester Baby. Yeah. So I've literally been at work in -4 on blood thinners in my condition. So, which has totally stiffened the right side of my body up worse than it would normally be in the summer, you know. So it's that can piss me off sometimes, stuff like that. But I soon get over it, you know what I mean. So, but yeah, there's help out there if you want it, but I just don't think I necessarily need it now, sort of thing.
Fair enough. I know that feeling now. I've not had a stroke, but since I've had my surgeries in the winter, the bones in the knees stiffen up a lot more.
Yeah, the problem is, Stubbs, there's more to it, more to stroke recovery than just like stiff joints and that. It's like your muscles shorten because you can't use your arm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's called spasticity. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't use your arm, You can't control it. Your muscles shrink and tighten up.
Oh, right.
That's why I have to do daily exercises every day to keep it moving. Otherwise, it goes really, really, really stiff. You know, then I even get our lass downstairs. Don't fucking make this into a sexual thing. Yeah.
I won't.
I realised what I said. But no, if it gets that bad, our lass, sometimes I can't move my arm at all after work. And our lass, I literally has to pick my arm up, lift it right over it, and stretch it right around and try and do circular motions on the shoulder to get the muscles moving again. You know, there's all sorts of different factors to it, mate. It's fucked up, really.
I didn't quite realise.
I've got kind of a follow-up question for that, but first I wanted to highlight BMG said kind of what we've all been thinking through this is he would like to say that the charity streams you've done towards raising money for charity is amazing, and it's definitely made more people aware.
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's like there's not enough awareness of it either. You know what I mean? There's people in the UK have a stroke every 5 minutes, believe it or not. You know, it can be like the one that were mad, she didn't know she had it, to a bad one, to a mediocre one where people recover after a few weeks. It's a scary thought. This. I can't fucking say it. Anyway, it happens every 5 minutes in the UK. You know, but yeah, I do plan on doing more charity streams this year, like 2 or 3 or something. You know, but all the money goes directly to the Stroke Association on Twitter. If you don't follow them, look them up if you're interested. You know what I mean? Give them a follow and that. They're always active on there. So yeah, whatever I raise, nothing goes to me. It goes directly to them through their website when I do them. So,
hey, what I'd like to get involved in that. We'll talk afterwards. Kind of pick your brain on how to set something like that up. I'd like to contribute if I could. You mentioned that cold makes it worse. Is there anything that makes it better?
Eat. It's like if I go for a real hot bath, and like it's immersed my entire body into a red hot bath. Bearing in mind, one side of me, I feel like I've been set on fucking fire, but the other side I can't feel. Yeah. So
that must be that must be a weird feeling to get used to. Surely.
Yeah. I can feel it slightly, but not a lot. It's like you could stroke your hand up and down my arm, and I wouldn't know you're doing it. Yeah. It's like our lass has really got to dig her nails in. I said, "Fucking hell, don't dig them in too far. I'm on blood thinners here." You know what I mean? But
I kind of experienced that, Daz, during my recovery. But you know when I broke my knee and I'm still sitting down, I couldn't walk. Well, obviously, when you don't walk, you get. And my missus was feeling, like the area where it had been broke, and I literally couldn't feel her hand. It's weird, but it did come back eventually. But I kind of experienced that temporary.
Whereas, at least yours has come back. Stuff. I'm still fucking waiting. But eat's a good thing, Pesty baby, because that like softens the tissue up and it helps me move a bit more. You know what I mean? But yeah, the cold is definitely a factor that fucks me up. But when it's like summertime and that, and I'm walking out and about, it's like I notice I walk a lot better when it's hotter and that compared to what it is now. You know.
Can I just mention BMG's asked a question saying
another one?
Would you say that? Yeah. He should have been on the panel, but he was apparently he's working.
Well, he was working. Why is he in the fucking chat?
Hey, that's what you do when you're at work, bro.
No, he's finished work as we started.
All right.
Would you say that gaming has helped towards your recovery?
The thing is, I've been gaming since I was early teens. I started off on the Commodore 64, for fuck's sake. Yeah. I can't imagine it without not gaming. It's part of me. It's what I've done since I was a kid. Yeah. So yeah, it like takes my mind off it. Well, it's like when I'm streaming as well, it takes my mind off it. You know, it's like a mental help sort of thing. So I'm still able to do so. You go on.
I was going to say, so it's like a therapy for you.
I suppose it can be, yeah, if you want to look at it that way. But because if I want gaming, I'd just be downstairs watching shit on TV, what the wife's watching. You know what I mean? I can't be asked for that crap. So yeah, and yeah, like I say, I've been gaming since I was in my teens. I'm now 48, just turned 48. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's part of who I am, and if I won't be able to game, I'd be depressed to fuck. Actually, to be honest with you, I reckon so. Yeah, it definitely helps. It takes the mind off it, and that's so. Yeah. Hope that answered that.
Good answer. Has anyone got any other? I thought someone else mentioned they had some more questions to ask.
No, I think we've covered it.
Has the chat got any more questions at all? Probably BMJ, if you got any more questions.
Yeah.
Is there
anyone asking them in chat anyway?
Is there anything that you want to say, Daz, that we haven't asked you that you wanted to bring to people's attention?
No, all I can say, guys, is fucking try and look after yourself. Yeah, cut down on the fatties, drink plenty of water, keep active, all that sort of things. You know what I mean? Even though it doesn't stop you from having a stroke or whatever, obviously it's going to help you preventing having one. You know what I mean? So if you're doing out stupid, like drinking every day, smoking, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, try and cut it down, cut it out, replace it with an healthy option. You know what I mean? Because you only live once. I nearly fucking died, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? So, since I've had it, obviously my dietary stuff has cut down dramatically. I don't do the smoking no more. I only have a couple of cans at Christmas. You know, that's it. I'm on the vape, which I know is naughty, but it's better than smoking. Yeah, just look after yourself, guys. Just think what's around the corner, because it can happen just like that. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't know it happened. So, well, you would know it happened, but you wouldn't think it would happen to you till it happens to you. So, just take care of yourself, guys. That's all you can do, and hope for the best.
Yeah, very, very wise words, Daz. They are.
Who'd have thought I'd come out with wise? Who'd have thought I'd come out with wise words, eh, Stubbs?
Yeah, well, you've experienced it. You've got that much information on it. You're very knowledgeable on it. So
yeah, it's a life changer.
Yeah,
not too much, bro. Go ahead, Anime.
No, I was going to say, can I just say that you bring so much liveliness to the chat on a Monday night? We literally just most of the time we're laughing is because of your comments.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Stubbs. Yeah, Razza's talking. Shut the fuck up, Stubbs. You complete fucking bald-headed fanny. There you go. How's that? Yeah.
That's the only reason we have the show, because we know you might show up. That's the only reason we do the show. We don't want to talk about the things we talk about.
I say cool beans. Yeah, I'm there purely to take the piss out of Stubbs. Yeah. No, I'm only joking, guys. You know what I mean? But it's all in good fun.
I don't want to get mushy. You're absolutely an inspiration to have gone through what you've gone through with a good attitude, and I imagine that you've hidden away some of the challenges you faced during that It's inspiring, dude, and seeing the way you're able to play with, as far as you've come and in the time you've come, and to still take the time to give Stubbs a hard time. I think you are one of the most authentic, genuine people in the community, and proud to be to call you friend.
Thank you, Pesty Baby. I appreciate that a lot, bro. One does try, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm here for, just to make everyone laugh and that as well. So that's why I join live chats and stuff. You know, I just take the piss out of Stubbs and everyone laughs, and here we are today.
I mean, one of the things I say in daily life is, if you can't laugh at yourself, what can you laugh at?
Fucking I laugh at myself every day, especially when I fall downstairs in the morning. Fucking hell, that's right, comical.
Do you really? No,
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. But at night time, wifey walks right behind me to make sure I'll get up the stairs okay, because on a cold day it's hard for me to like walk up the stairs. It's all like coming down because they've put me banisters all the way down one side of the house. Yeah. So it's easy getting down. Getting up, I've only got one banister to fucking grab onto. So she has to walk behind me some days when I'm really bad. So
I suppose it affects your balance too, doesn't it? As well.
Yeah. Well, if you can't feel half your fucking body subs, it's gonna, isn't it?
Yeah. You need to get to put another side of a banister put on the stairs as well.
Well, the thing is, it's got one, but and it goes so far. It goes to the top half, and then you got to hold on and like climb 2 more stairs, and then you're at the top. So it's not so bad, really. You know what I mean? So it's only like when I set off, I've got. It's like in the morning. I've got to. I start work at 7:30, but I set my alarm for 5:30. Have a bit of a lay-in, get out of bed at 6ish, whatever, and then start stretching, because I can't just get up and go. I've got to get up. I've got to like stretch my body out, move around a bit. Otherwise, I'll just fucking fall over when I stand up. So, you know. Yeah, because when you sleep, obviously your body just like kind of shuts down and it relaxes. And when I wake up, I'm like, fuck, you want to see me when I fall asleep on the right side? Jesus Christ, I'm like a possessed thunderbird when I'm trying to get up in the morning. I'm all over the place. So yeah, I need that time in the morning to stretch out, and that's why I'm able to like walk and stuff, you know. So it's not a matter of getting up and going. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no,
hopefully one day, though.
Yeah, but that's
it's like
yeah.
It's like I say, never give up, because if I give up hope, that'll be it. It's half the battle fucking lost. You know what I mean? It's like there's people who have had a stroke and they've been like I've been for 10 years, and then they wake up one morning and they can move again.
Really?
You know,
wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing?
It can take years, but it can still happen. But even if that still happens, you've still got to retrain your body, because you spent 10 years with your body dead on the one side of your body. You know what I mean? So you still got to fucking strengthen all that shit up after that. But I'd rather get to that point so I don't give up. You know what I mean? I'm thinking one day I'll be okay. So keep fucking fighting.
It's a great mindset to have, and you really are.
To be honest with you, Stubbs, it's the only mindset you can have. Otherwise, you will just fucking break down. You got to stay positive. You got to carry on, mate. Luckily, I'm only 48, so I've still kind of got semi-youth on my side. You know what I mean? I'm still strong enough to pull myself around and that. So, where if I was like 60, 70, 80, I'd be fucked. I'd be in the home, you know, but I'm not. So I've still got the strength to carry on. So that's all I can do.
Fair enough. But you are, I hate to say, you are an inspiration, Daz. What you've been through, the advice you've been giving out, the charity work you've been doing by doing doing your long game streams, and so much more. You're a great community guy, a good friend, and thank you for coming on and sharing your journey since you've had your stroke and all the advice you got and thoughts on accessibility, because it's been eye-opening.
Well, it's kind of an update show as well, isn't it, Stubbs, from our first one? Yeah, so it's nice to let people know where I'm at now on the actual podcast, instead of just putting a tweet out here and there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I appreciate the invite. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, it has been good. Thanks for coming on.
No worries.
Would you like to tell people where they? I know everyone listening can knows where to find you, but you probably best tell people anyway, in case some people find the podcast.
Right, yeah. Look, you can find me in my fucking bedroom. Look, I'm right here. Yeah. Yeah. Look. That this is my affected side. Look, it's fucking all over the place because it's late at night. You know, fucking I'm all over. See, that side's fluent. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See what you mean?
Yeah, that's fluent.
Yeah.
But this arm, you can see it's fucking all over.
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, I just appreciate everyone that's popped in live and who catches the replay. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, you can find me on Twitch at UK DAZARUS or YouTube UK DAZARUS as well. I only use YouTube to upload my streams now, so don't worry about it. And you can find me on Twitter, UK DAZARUS V2. Yeah, man, that's all you need to know. But yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for coming on, Daz. Anime Razza, thanks for joining us today. Do you want to tell people where they can find you as well?
Well, seeing as though you're not going first, they can find me here on YouTube.com.
You can find Stubbs at the fucking hairdressers.
Hell yeah.
I don't need the hairdressers, mate. It's not worth it.
Gives a whole new meaning to a close shave. You can find me here on YouTube at Anime Razza. You can also find me on Twitter at Anime Razza, and I do occasionally do the occasional Twitch stream at Anime Razza.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me on.
It was fun talk. It was. A friendly pest. Thanks for joining us on this very different podcast to what you're used to doing. You did a very good job, both you and Razza. It's been a nice conversation. It has.
But I don't know if I did a good job or not, but I'm grateful to be here because I think this is so much more important than what we normally do, and it really puts life into perspective where people spend all day arguing about stuff that doesn't matter and this and that, and the amount of energy that is wasted when there are things that are actually important in life, like this. This was an honor to participate in. And if anybody wants to follow me, I'm on A Friendly Pest, Twitter, YouTube, I think everywhere. But yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for being here, Daz.
No worries, man. No worries. Been a pleasure myself, mate. So cool wings.
Yeah, it was definitely a learning experience today. And it's been an honour having you as a subscriber on this channel and recently my channel.
Yeah, nice. Don't worry about it. All good. All good. Support each other, guys. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. If you're listening on demand later, drop us a like and a follow. Comment. If you're watching or what listening on Spotify, Apple, or Google.
Spit your fucking words out, Stubbs. Come on, get on with it. Do it right.
If you're listening on Spotify, Apple, Podcaster, etc., please drop a review. I've not done this in a while, and share the show out. More people.
And you can also find Stubbs. You can also find Stubbs at the hairdressers. Don't forget that, guys. Right, cool. I'm done. Sorry, guys.
And you can find me at Stubzgaming on Twitter, at Stubzgaming on YouTube, and every Monday on StasisChat, 9 p.m. UK time. And that's it. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for all support. And thanks, UK DAZARUS, yet again.
Cool beans. Later, everyone in chat. Thanks for joining live. Appreciate it, guys.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.